Hi, it's Kari. So you've gotten a piece, you love the fabric, and decided you hate the wood, and the fabric's really expensive, and you're super afraid to paint it. I'm going to show you all kinds of tricks on how to get that done, and a beautiful finish that we're going to create for our client, for our bench. So it just got back from the upholster. Is this my favorite time to do it? Absolutely not, but we're going to do it. So we're going to start off, we're going to have two tapes. I'm going to have a skinny tape, a big tape, and Glad press and seal. This stuff is the bomb. So what I've taped around all of my legs, underneath and everything. I like to work on my things on a bench, on a table. It's just a lot easier than working on a floor. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so you're in a spot like this right here, and you're thinking, how am I going to get my tape in there? So I use the thin tape, and I just kind of feed it through, and I get it in, and then I wiggle it like dental floss, and I smash down my fabric, and I press my finger in there, and I get one sheet in, and then I go ahead and do that as many times as it fills the gap. If you try to do it with this tape, it's just too big and the tape folds up on itself. So we're going to get in there again. I'm going to just make myself a little feed, stick it through, and then just like dental floss, I'll come to the other side and wiggle it through, and I'm fully under the wood there. I can feel it. And then I'm going to do another one down the center. So just a little feed like that, put it through, sticking to my finger, and then once again you just fill up your gap. Alright, so I got that, and then I'm going to have more here. So here I can move on to my bigger pieces, bigger, wider tape. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to wiggle it under like dental floss, just scraping it back and forth, and you can already see I'm overlaying this. So I give myself a good overlay, so I feel confident that I can get as much paint on as I need, or glaze, or however I'm going to be treating my piece of furniture. So you get your tape all around, and that's the way you kind of do your really tight areas. So we've done that all on this side, and then we're going to get in here the same thing. I can use the wider tape, and I can get in here and wiggle it across like dental floss. It gets way up in there, and then I press down. Okay, we're going to move over to the other side. Then I'm going to show you why it's so important to have some press and seal, Glad, leak-proof saran wrap in your painting kit. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to rip a piece off. If I was smart, I'm just going to put this piece right here, you guys, because I didn't make it long enough, like a silly goose. Okay, and then it's just going to stick on there. So what I do is I take a piece, and I'm going to make it long enough that it comes across my whole bench. So a nice long piece. I always have trouble ripping these things, but that's just me. Then you lay it nice and flat, and it sticks to itself pretty easily. And now you smash it down. It takes a second for that stick to appear. I think it's by the stretching. And then you're just gonna really just wrap it up. And this one just takes a few minutes. So I give myself really big chunks so I know that there's not a little gap. And anything that bothers me that might be in my way or something like that, I just use a piece of tape to secure it down again. But this way I get my whole fabric completely covered. I can drag my brush across, I can paint, everything is legit, and I know 100% I will not get any paint on my fabric. So that's how you tape off and get started on a piece of a brand newly upholstered bench that we have here in the studio that we're going to do a beautiful finish on the dark wood. Alright, so on your back ends where you just have a smaller area too, you just cut your pieces a little smaller, and this will act just like the tape. You can kind of dental floss it under your pieces there, and then you know that you're really secure on. I've got, you can see I have a gap there, like I'm all over the tape. So, and if I have a small area like this, I just fill that up with tape. You know, because there's no sense in trying with a plastic wrap. You just fill it up, and then that way you know you're 100% wrapped up. I'm just going to get a little piece in there. This is just a thread, I can cut that off. And then I just kind of put my finger under there and really smash it down. Get push, push, push. So you push, you know, you can really get it down in there. So I feel really confident that I have the freedom of painting this, you know, with a possible drip happening and not getting it on my fabric. So I'm just going to shove some more of the saran wrap under here. And if it's too fat, you just kind of squish it on itself. But you get the idea. It's absolutely brilliant to cover your entire piece like this, so you have 100% confidence. And once again, you can just stick your tape on these open areas. Like you're gift wrapping this thing in a creative way. Alright, so you go for a little bit of tape. So you got to keep in mind too when you're pricing your things that you go through saran wrap, a bunch of tape, and you take diligent time on mastering your taping so you can get your paint job done just right.